Alright guys, how's it going? Now if you didn't watch the morning video today, you wouldn't know that I am currently in a bit of pain. I'm not very well at the moment. I was up all night, I didn't get any sleep, so I probably look even more rough than I usually do, which is saying something, I know. And I know I've got a face for radio. But I'm alright, I think. Well, we'll see how it goes this week. But we are going to do content today, and we're going to have a live stream this afternoon at 3 o'clock this afternoon UK time. If you could come along, that'd be really nice. But yeah, I'm just a little bit off form at the moment. All right. So Sky Germany's Florian Plettenberg put this report out the other day saying that if Alonso leaves Bayer Leverkusen this summer, he will join Bayern Munich over Liverpool. Stating a fact, right? So, but what we're going to do is we're going to listen to it. Some of you will have seen this clip, I'm sure, but let's hope you can hear it. Let's see. Let's go through it together.
Bayern Munich, as confirmed again in the last hours and in the last days from my sources around Bayern Munich, they are confident to sign him. They are pushing for him, but there are no negotiations. Talks have taken place. No negotiations. It's difficult to get him, but Bayern Munich is optimistic. And
Bayern Munich are optimistic. They think they can get him. Right? No negotiations, right? But they think, they're confident, they're optimistic.
Someone like Uli Hoeneß, the president, the super boss of the club, if he confirms in the public that Xabi Alonso is a name they are targeting, then that means everything. And for sure,
we've already seen, suggestions that Bayern Munich are trying to sign Alonso, obviously.
Like Liverpool, Real Madrid, they want to sign him, but again, our clear information: if he leave Liverpool, if he would leave Leverkusen in this summer, he will join Bayern Munich and not Liverpool.
Right. Okay. So what he's saying there is that Bayern are saying that to him, right? But what you got to remember is how he started off the comments that he came out with. Well, they're optimistic. They're confident. They're this, they're that, the other, but no negotiations are taking place. So if no negotiations are taking place, how could anyone possibly state as a matter of fact that Alonso will go to Bayern Munich if he leaves Bayer Leverkusen? Do you know what I mean? I don't know if, I've listened to that interview, I've watched that interview over and over a few times. It basically is giving an opinion, right? And the opinion is being fed to him from Bayer Leverkusen, from Bayern Munich, who obviously, like Real Madrid, for example, they think they're it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not concerned by that interview. I know some people are. I know Liverpool fans have been flapping, the ones that want Alonso, because he's stating categorically, if he leaves Bayer Leverkusen, he will go to Bayern Munich. But there has been no negotiations. So during negotiations, even if he was up for it, they might say something, might go, nah, you're all right, thanks. So how the fuck can they possibly say he's definitely going to go there if he leaves? So, because that's what he's saying. He's saying if he leaves Bayer Leverkusen, he ain't going to Liverpool, he'll go to Bayern Munich, definitely, nailed on. I don't believe it. I wouldn't be too concerned with that interview personally. Alonso's odds, I did a video today prior to this one. Alonso's odds have gone out. You can get 10 to 11 at Bet365. Now, that's almost evens. And Ruben Amorim's odds have come in shorter. So if you were to pay attention to the bookies, you'd be like, oh, the bookmakers are now saying, basically he's not as strong as he was to be the next manager of Liverpool Football Club, but that's only one bookmaker. And it all depends on what money they've taken and their liabilities and risk, right? So if they're taking, money on one candidate, then they need to change another candidate. Do you know what I mean? In and out or not. We don't need to go into all that. But yeah, I did notice that Alonso wasn't as strong with them this morning. And it could be from something as simple as that, really. But I'm sure many of you have seen that clip. But I personally am not paying attention to it. I'm actually not concerned at all regarding the managerial search, right? So, Ruben Amorim, great manager, really good manager. There are other candidates as well. Some people fancy Nagelsmann. There's some great candidates available at the moment. But I've always felt that the longer there is silence concerning Alonso, that would indicate to me that it was more likely of it happening. Because Alonso could end any of it, couldn't he? He could go out at a press conference and say, I will be going to Liverpool, sorry to disappoint you and all that, but I won't. But he's not doing that. So therefore, he hasn't made a decision. Now, you could say, well, he's not going to make an announcement, Dung, because he's focusing on his title challenge. Well, that's true. But what you can do is you can put an end to speculation and say, look, you can ask me these questions every week, but that won't be happening. And he's not saying that, is he? So he's certainly leaving the door open if you're an Alonso fan. I wouldn't pay any attention to that dumpty. I really wouldn't. But if he went there, then so be it. I wouldn't bat an eye. I couldn't give a flying, honestly, if Alonso went to Bayern Munich. I just think, well, it's your loss, pal. But is he really going to turn down Liverpool Football Club? It's the only chance he might get a manager in the club. That's what I think. My only concern, sorry, I have got some pain. My only concern would be Bayer Leverkusen still intend to have a sit down with him to try and persuade him to stay for another year. But I don't know. I still think it's Alonso's to lose, to be honest with you. But let's enjoy it. Let's go with it. So it's the international break. There isn't a lot of news. That came out the other day. Everyone was having fits about it. Oh my God, it's just remember who says all these things when things change. And I'll tell you something else. Let me tell you this as well.
Bayern Munich.
No, never mind you and your fucking Bayern Munich. The very same journalist, Florian Plettenberg. I want to be...
As confirmed again in the last hour.
Yeah, we're not interested in you, right? Hang on a minute. Florian Plettenberg, that's the journalist that you can hear in that audio, said only 2 hours ago, as always reported and revealed 4 weeks ago, right? So he's bigging himself up. Yeah? As always reported, as I've always said, that's what that means, right? And revealed, because, I'm so amazing. I revealed this to you, 4 weeks ago. De Zerbi, the 44-year-old, is one of the top favourites for Bayern Munich. If Alonso's transfer doesn't work out, there's the disclaimer at the end. And he basically says that, of course, there have been talks in the background with Alonso, De Zerbi and more. De Zerbi has been informed about Bayern's interest, but no final decision yet. He's also on the list of Barcelona and Bayern are still working on Alonso deal. I think he's just fucking he's flip-flopping. There you go. You could argue, well, hang on, no, he's saying that Zerbi will be the one they'll go for if Alonso doesn't happen. But if Alonso, right, so that basically means if Alonso stays at Bayer Leverkusen. I don't believe this guy, guys. I don't. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And listen, I'm not like a blind supporter. I'm not naive. I'm not one of these people that just says things that I want to believe. Oh, Alonso would never turn us down. No, I'm not like that at all. I just monitor what these people say. And I think that's flip-flopping. Do you know what I mean? Bayern Munich, confident they're going to get Alonso, right? The only way they don't get him is if he stays at Bayer Leverkusen, right? So you remember that, because if he does go somewhere else, Liverpool, for example, it just shows you how the chat shit. If he goes to Bayern, fair play to him. We wish him well and we move the fuck on, don't we, guys? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, today he's banging on about Roberto De Zerbi being the man of interest. If Bayern Munich don't get Alonso, that's, I don't know. Don't they get on your tits, man? Very rarely do you see a journalist come out and nail their colours to the mast about anything. They always end with a disclaimer. Always. And the disclaimer is in that message. Anyway, I don't know what you think. Let me know what you think.